Why would you do that? Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Leilani of Barbados / Colombia. Well, Meghan and Harry certainly markled Colombia. The people, the culture, the tourism, the Francia Marquez has been markled. Let's get into it. Now, what happened in Colombia is very near and dear to my heart. My two brothers were born in Colombia, one in Medellin and one in Bogota. So I do feel like the fact they went over there to illuminate and highlight the culture of Colombia, and in fact made it look worse than any unsafe country could ever look, it really bothers me. You know, they keep saying they go to these countries to make everyone want to come there because they're just on holiday. They are not on a royal tour. I understand that. They are not on any kind of quasi tour. They are not there as royals. They're there as normal civilians. So why then does it make us feel as tourists that we must go to Colombia and have, let me get this straight here, 8 armored Toyota trucks, 50 escorts, 24-hour ambulance, 9 motorcycles, 15 police officers, drones, snipers, helicopters, a bioterror van. That must be for the acid attacks.
And whether it's a knife or acid, whatever it is, and these are things that are a genuine concern for me.
Oh, then apparently there was actually a tank, a whole tank there. But if that wasn't enough, they ended up using children as human shields. It's devastating to the Tourism Board of Colombia. You're trying to tell me that nobody cared that you were there, Meghan and Harry. You're not there as celebrities. You're not there as officials or anybody that should be targeted. And you have to have that kind of security follow you around the entire time? That you have to go to a school of children that don't know who you are. In fact, children thought a big famous footballer from Colombia was coming to visit them. They were much disappointed when they saw 2 people that they have never seen before loving up and kissing up themselves and making a big show of everything. Everything was, oh, look at us, we're this and that. The children were like, ew, gross. And also, who are you? Where's a footballer to teach us like some football skills? Because that is actually a way out of poverty for people of Colombia and children of Colombia, to become a footballer. But you came here with nothing to give, nothing to contribute. Apparently she brought a jam and some bongo drums that they make in Colombia anyway. That was their gifts. But they received so many gifts. And the way in which they received the gifts was, of course, always cringe, because Meghan is such a magpie. She just be gathering up stuff and putting it in front of her at the dinner here. Harry's like, I don't know why. Oh. Again, just like Nigeria, he doesn't even understand why he's here. Here's my problem. Francia Marquez, she has come so far. She's done so well for herself, from a cleaner to a lawyer to a politician to the vice president, as a woman that she is claiming to be so disenfranchised and so of the wrong color scheme in a country like that. And I believe her. But then how stupid does she make herself look when she's talking about watching a television show, fangirling over Meghan Markle, and then bringing her to the country of Colombia to make a political statement. Okay, so for example, if she had done like what Kim Jong-un did and brought Dennis Rodman to North Korea, tattoos, piercings, substance abuse and all, not saying that she's like him or that she's a dictator or anything like that. I'm just saying, if she had done what he did, he was fangirling over Dennis Rodman, right? Kim Jong-un. He liked American basketball and he said, let me bring this crazy tattooed, pierced man over here because I really like basketball and I'll just have him at stuff. Kim Jong-un did not say, look, my people of North Korea, you must get tattoos and piercings. You understand what I'm saying? He did not use him as an icon or as an idol for these people to follow. Yet Francia looked at a television program. This is so dumb. Looked at a television program and fangirled over Meghan Markle. And instead of bringing her to Colombia and saying, Meghan, just do that. Wait, tell me what you did again. Do it again. Do it again. The curtsy to the queen. The curtsy. Tell me about when you said Empire 2.0. Do it again, do it again. Empire 2.0. Tell me about when the fish was swimming. You know, they thought you were a parasite because you're a woman of color. Do that again. Just do that separately. Let them come on their holiday and just do that separately. Instead, Francia brought Meghan there and said she is a champion of Black women's rights and discriminación.
Las discriminaciones.
That's not what you do. It makes you look stupid. And Meghan Markle only knows one trick, which is to talk about the Procter & Gamble thing. So apparently, Meghan, I'm laughing because I don't want to talk about this Procter & Gamble thing. We've already debunked it. Meghan has a one and only thing that she thinks she's ever done in life, which she actually hasn't done. Can you imagine? She's done only one thing, yet she gets to travel the world on, hold on, I didn't even finish telling you all. $2 million paid by the Colombian taxpayer, 3,000 police force, and all she has is a story about Procter & Gamble class project. Meghan Markle didn't even rise to the occasion that Francia would have wanted her to rise to talk about race relations. Meghan Markle couldn't even talk about being an ethnic woman in Hollywood because, as you know, she always passed for white in Hollywood and said that she was white. And in fact, her agent presented her with scripts of a mixed race, think of The Cosby Show or something like that, with mixed race characters that were more of her actual ethnic makeup. And she refused those scripts and said those are too black. She does not want to do those kind of scripts, which is fine. But then don't come back in life and talk about how you feel about this and how you feel about that. And that's why she didn't do it. She just talked about Procter & Gamble. It's crazy. It's controlled. And the worst part is they're also using children to convince the public that she's doing something good when she's not. She gave nothing to those children. The girl with the glasses, remember that picture? Everyone was going crazy. Oh, the girl with the glasses, when she picked her up to use her as a human shield, because at the same time, there are all these other defense mechanisms in place to shield her from anything that anyone wants to do to her. She picks up this little girl with the glasses and everyone's like, how cute, girl with the glasses. That girl's life was in danger, that little girl's life. Because Meghan thought that people were trying to off her in that country. Why would you be around children and take them out of their safe zone and then put them out there to be assaulted with deadly weapons? Why would you do that? At no point did you see them going on a tour through the Amazon. They could have showed the beautiful nature of Colombia, or even going to museums in Colombia, looking at the colonial building. I'm literally off the top of my head just saying this. Any of that would have showed us reasons to go to Colombia. If the people had wanted them there and showed up to their events, which they did not, there were empty seats, there was nobody there, I would understand. But what is that telling us as wannabe tourists to a country like Colombia? It is telling us that we have to have armed guards, ambulance on deck 24 hours a day. Like, what? It is telling us that we are going to be so vulnerable as tourists that even nobody cares about, but you're so vulnerable still. They could have taken her out into the fields and whatever. Just stay away from the areas that plant cocoa and stuff. I'm pretty sure that they would let you know that you can't enter those areas, Meghan, if you had tried to go hiking up in there like you do in California. Go on a hike. See how that works out for you. There was Invictus in there as well, and a lot of people have speculated that the snippet of the Invictus interaction is only to be able to use the funds that they needed to use if they needed some extra money while they were there. Like traveler's checks from Invictus. Girl, I don't even know. I'm trying to let you understand that it is really bothering me. And I know I've talked about it and we've laughed about it and so on. But when I see what happened, the fallout, the backlash that happened at the end of it, if they are planning to come to your country, write to your governments, say that you do not want your country to be exposed by these people. They will get markled, explain to them what markled means, and just show your governments this will happen to our country if you invite them there, so that you don't have to go through what Nigeria went through, what Colombia went through, and what who knows next goes through, just because they're going on a holiday. And then holiday is something like you go on with your kids, right? You take your kids to these countries, you take your kids to learn about other countries, especially if you're interacting with other children. If your holiday is about interacting with other children, take your children there. Francia, you have failed. Honestly, girl, you came so far in life and you almost got Meghan to take back as a souvenir your husband because of how stupid you have been. I watched a documentary and I thought, this will be a good idea for Colombia. Girl, you almost got your man tooted from you. So I hope you learned your lesson. And I hope this is a lesson for all the people around the world. Do not bring them into your realm. Do not bring them into your orbit. They will ruin you and your country. Francia got in there as a vice president. She was very lucky because she wasn't even the nominee for president. And because their system is different from most of the systems we're used to, the main president, the real president, was allowed to take her as vice president. So she slipped in there. And she's had a lot of people who didn't really gel with her and like her. So she's had a lot of threats on her life. So I also don't think that she should have been around children. Okay? When she's had BOMBs outside of her village to catch her and stuff like that. This has been very irresponsible, and with all of that irresponsibility and risk that they expose people to, at the end of the day, Colombia came out looking bad. Go to Switzerland. It's safe there. I did not see a single place in Colombia that I want to go to. And I know they have beautiful places in Colombia. Like I said, I do know about Colombia, and I know there are a lot of beautiful places they could have been in Colombia to highlight the beauty of Colombia. Even a resort, man. Just show us some resorts. Anyways, I'm going to get back to all the lies that Meghan Markle has told. I'm going to do a bingo series coming up, or a pop quiz series. I'm not sure, but it's going to be very spontaneous. But please stick with me and watch my videos on that, because I have a lot of material that I think is really interesting to remember. Like, for example, lie number 41, they were not allowed to invite her niece to the wedding. But in the last episode, we did talk about 40 lies that she told. And I think from the comments, I would say the most egregious lie she told from that series was about the Archbishop of Canterbury marrying them in a secret ceremony 3 days before the actual wedding, which we know was a lie and debunked. And everyone had to come out and talk about that, which was so embarrassing. But there's so many other lies. I can just scan this really quickly. No, actually, I don't want to look at it now. No, I'm not looking at it now. That's the next page. I'm going to wait until my next video to tell you about the next page of the series of about 4 or 5 pages of lies that Meghan Markle ever did tell. Okay, I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching me and sticking with me. And don't forget to like the video. If you do like it, just press the like button, the thumbs up. And don't forget to put on the bell notification so you know when I'm coming out with my next video. And yeah, I love you. Bye.